In this video, I'm going to show you how to install WordPress manually as opposed to doing it via the cPanel method, which was shown in the previous video. So there's a bit more to this video than there is to the previous way of installing it. And the first thing that you want to do is you need to go to wordpress.org/download to download a copy of WordPress. And basically what this way of installing WordPress is going to involve is it's going to involve manually uploading the files, the WordPress package, to your web domain and then uninstalling it and unpacking it and then creating a database user. So I'm going to download the WordPress 4.4.2, which is the latest version at the time of making this video. So just click download and then let that come down. And then at the same time, what we need to do is we need to get an FTP client. So this is where the FTP is on our hosting account. What I'm going to install is a piece of software called FileZilla. So I'm going to open up a new tab and type in download FileZilla, and then just go to the download filezilla-project.org/download, and then I'm going to download the version for Mac. So refresh that. There's the Mac version there, and then I've already got it on my computer. So what you want to do is download it and follow the installation and then get that installed on your computer. I've got it here, and then once that's downloaded and set up, and once WordPress is downloaded, I'm going to connect FileZilla to our hosting package. So to do that, complete the installation of FileZilla and then open it up and close that. And then what we want to do here is you want to enter your IP address or host name here. Okay, so you can find your IP address on your cPanel. On the GoDaddy, it's located here on the left where it says website IP address. So I'm going to enter mine in now. I'm just going to copy it over from my cPanel into FileZilla. So let's just paste that in. And then the username is the username for your cPanel. And your password is the same password as it is for your cPanel. And these are the settings for GoDaddy. They may vary slightly depending on which hosting provider you're using. So to find out get instructions for your hosting provider, simply go to Google and just type in FileZilla instructions for, and then the name of your hosting. So I'm going to put in port 21, which is the GoDaddy one, and then click connect. And then click OK when that pops up. And then that's now connected to all the files on my website. So that's good. And we're going to want to upload it to the public HTML file here. So I'm going to just allow WordPress to download. I'm going to pause the video and then I'm going to restart it and upload our WordPress installation. Okay, so I've finished downloading WordPress, so I can close the download WordPress page, and then what I want to do is I want to go to FileZilla and then navigate to my WordPress installation on my desktop or wherever it's saved on your computer, and then drag it over or unzip it. Just unzip. Let me just open it on the desktop, just there. So refresh this. Okay, so there's the WordPress installation, and then we want to select all of these files from WP admin down to this one here, and then in our public HTML file you want to drag them across and put them in there, unless you want to have a subdomain, a subdirectory. Okay, so if your website was like mine is, the complete WordPress course.co.uk, if you wanted that to be the complete WordPress course or whatever your domain is .co.uk/blog, you would then just create a file in here in the public_HTML section just called blog. Okay, so you just make a new file in there and you call it blog or whatever you wanted it to be. That directory, go back to that, delete, create new directory, call it blog, and then you just upload WordPress into that. But I'm going to just install it onto the root directory, so I'm going to delete that. That's just if you want to install it with a slash at the end of your website domain. So select all the files from the WordPress download and then just drag them into your public underscore HTML section of your website and then let that upload. So I'm going to pause the video whilst that uploads. Okay, whilst that's uploading, I'm going to do the next step, which is to create a MySQL database and user. So to do that, we want to go to our cPanel and we want to go down to MySQL database wizard. So click on that. And we want to create a database, so you can call this whatever you want. I'm going to call this WordPress course. Okay, that's going to be the name for my database. You might want to call it, for example, the name of your website. And then click next step. And now we want to create a user. So we're going to call this whatever you want. And then give it a password. I'm just going to use the suggested password here. Okay, and then click create user. Okay, and then you want to assign all privileges to this user because this is going to be you. And then click next step. Okay, and now we've created a database for that user. What we're going to do in the next step, once this is finished uploading, is we're going to edit the wp-config-sample.php file. So I'm going to pause and let that finish uploading, and then we're going to do the final step before we carry out the installation of WordPress itself on the site. Okay, so now that the files have updated or uploaded to the website, what we're going to do now, having created a SQL database and user, is we're going to go to our web browser and we're going to enter the name of our website into the bar at the top. And then if you've installed it correctly, you're going to be greeted with this page, which is the first page in the WordPress setup. If you don't get this, then try to maybe uploading your files again and make sure that you haven't missed anything, because that's usually the reason that this doesn't come out. So try uploading your files again if you don't get this. Okay, so click on continue once you've chosen your language, and then what we've got to do is we've got to enter the database name, database username and password into what is the wp-config sample.php in order to create a wp-config file. Don't worry about that. It sounds more complicated than it is. All you have to do is click on let's go and then enter the database name that you created earlier. So for me that was WordPress course, and then enter the username, the password that you put in, and then leave it as localhost for the database host, and then the table prefix, leave that as wp underscore as well. And then once you've done that, just click on submit. And then you can click save password if you'd like. And then it'll say, all right, Sparky, you've made it through this part of the installation. WordPress can now communicate with your database. So that means that we've connected WordPress to our SQL database that we just set up. And then you click run the install. And then here you give your site a title. So I'm going to call it the WordPress, the complete WordPress. And then I'm going to call it learn how to create sites on WordPress. Okay, and then you can get a password for your login. So this is the, oh no, don't want it, but sorry, I thought that was the tagline. The username, sorry, so this is the administrator's username, goes into here. So I'm going to put in my administrator username and then choose a password. Okay, and then enter the administrator email. So you are the administrator. So whatever email you put in here, this is what where the notifications from WordPress will be sent. And then you've got a final option to choose whether or not you want to discourage search engines from indexing this site. It's unlikely that you do, so leave that unchecked. And then once you're happy with that, just click on install WordPress. Okay, so success, WordPress has been installed. And all you do now is you click on login, which will take you to the WordPress login page, which is at your website's name /wp login.php or /wp admin. So we're going to be looking at logging in and checking out WordPress in the next video.